Okay, and we are live. Very nice. So, everybody, welcome. And I hope it's going to be an extremely entertaining night of chess. I'm playing the second round of the Chess Dojo Classical Tournament in the section B, which is Europe, Eurasia, and some other part of the world, region of the world. And I'm so happy that again we have IM, here it comes now, pronunciation test. IM Nadj Hedjesi. Balint will correct me probably in the stream. So he's going to do commentary and analysis. Well, kind of analysis only visualized in our heads because he cannot move pieces. He cannot draw arrows and so on. So Balint will take care that he does that in a slow manner. Yeah, like we can all follow and not only international masters. So Balint, how are you?
Hello, Jan. Nice. Thank you so much for introduction, and I wish the viewers and all chess lovers a good, as you said, entertainment and good game. I hope you'll play well, and I'll be here to check some of your ideas, to criticize you, and to cheers for you in any case.
Yes, thank you. It's going to be so interesting because I really am still unprepared. I noticed from last time you said, Jan, prepare for the game. And I just didn't have the time, and my openings are still not where they should be. So basically, I need to take time right from the start to just find out myself what's going to be the next move without knowing the first 20 moves out of my head or so. And that is going to be interesting, of course. And last time I learned never give up. Yeah, I will play to the end. And it is an open invitation to my opponent to show off his mating skills. So I learn how to do that.
Yeah, fight till the end.
Yes.
That's the something promising. Okay.
Yeah. So, having said that, let's take a look at the opponent. His name is thebattlecrw, I believe. He is Lichess rated 2046, if I'm correct. And it's going to be a tough battle because I'm rated only 1820 or so at the moment. You see, I don't have the numbers correctly in my head. But it's going to be a real fight, I hope. Oh, Midnight is in the chat on Twitch. Hey, best of luck on your game, Jan. Thank you, Midnight. I'm really excited tonight. And sometimes I notice I blunder. So if I blunder at move 15, I'm very sorry, but I will try to make it still the best I can, of course. So what else to say? As soon as the game starts, I will put out my headphones so that I will not be able to hear what Balint is saying. Balint will be able to hear what I'm saying. So this is hopefully interesting for the viewers, of course. So Balint can correct my ideas, my thought processes, and we'll see. So sometimes Balint finds it very funny what I say. So Balint, of course, you're free to do whatever you like in the stream. And of course, also the chat. Please talk to Balint so he's not alone for the next 2 hours. And with that, I think we are able to start. Did I forget something? I don't think so. So
we'll see. Like always, we'll see. Thank you so much, Jan, and I wish you good luck. I'll be here also with someone with the chat. So we will follow you. Be careful.
Okay, nice. Okay, then game is starting, and I'm putting out the headphones. Balint, bye bye.
Good luck. Ciao.
Talk to you the game once the game's over. Okay.
Okay. screen.
Arlen, this is going to be fun. I think by now everyone knows that I have no clue of the Dutch and I'm still playing it. So this is going to be educational for me, and I promise I'm going to start learning from tomorrow on. So
Let's go with Dutch, or I don't know. Standard games every time Jan opponents play d4, and usually he's picking some Dutch defense. Oh, yeah. And of course he's still young Dutch defense player. So actually that defense is really decide really precise decision at some moments. You need to know the plans and how to react on queenside pawn storm with later c4 b4 pressure on d5, and also to create something interesting on the other side. This is also really cool variation, bishop g5 provoking h6. So instead of knight f6, imagine h6, bishop h4, g5, and some checkmate on diagonal h5 e8 with the move e3. Now we have something else in this position, and we have changes in the pawn structure, so double pawns on the f file, which sometimes doesn't mean so much for white, and I think this position could be really playable for black because of bishop pair. So Jan into the future needs to find some good space where he will keep his pieces, organizing his pawns to for some invasion, and for at some moment he wants to open up position especially into the center. So semi-open e-file gives him some interesting ideas to fully control e4 square. As we can see, the pawn on f5 controls e4 square. Also, we doesn't have anymore that pawn on e file, and we call that e file like semi-open e file because we doesn't have the pawn and we have open view. So yeah, the battle will be especially for the space. White has a really solid and standard structure, everything on the dark square. So imagine white position with g3, c3, a3, b4, everything on the dark squares to completely neutralize black dark square bishop. That is what I can suggest for the players, and we'll see how Jan has a good question now, what to do and how to develop his pieces. Will he pick some ideas like b6, bishop g7, as I said, to control even more on the e4 square, picking some g6 protection for f5, or maybe g6, bishop g7? In that case, white can continue with some radical and fast approach, h4, h5, pushing his pawn, attacking that g6 or g7, g6 pawn or g7 bishop, taking some space, or just develop his pieces on normal way like knight d2, knight f3. c4, bishop e2. Anyway, very complex position and still completely, how to say, young position. We can see many different types of this in this game. Nothing defined yet. Center is semi-open. Pawn structures for white are really strong. We have that f2, e3, d4 pawn chain, and probably something like b2, c3. So complete untouchable construction into the center for white. Anyway, let's check what Jan have on his mind. Maybe he will tell something to us. Hello again, Jan. Still is thinking about some plans. Checking the opponent again. That will not help him. Basically, some solid plan could be connected with something like maybe g6. Yeah, that is standard position. And now very important fact here. If black allows white to push his h pawn, can be in some type of trouble, because imagine this structure, normal story about development, h4, bishop h7, and white just pushed the pawn on h5. Of course, he's just waiting. He don't want to take on g6 because some trade doesn't mean a lot for white and his further activities. So let's imagine h4, bishop g7, h5. That h5 move is really important because stop some just stop some castle probably because of h6, or then we can maybe open hg6. So very important fact is after bishop g7 and h4, I think white must play black must play h5 to prevent h pawn to go further in his position. That is very necessary in my opinion.
Hello Barland and hello chat. This is Jan and sorry for interrupting. My first thoughts is this is going to be a crazy game probably. So what are the plans here? I think he's going to castle longside and then launch a kingside attack with the pawn storm and everything, because already my king side is weak. So I tend to defend my king side as good as I can, bringing pieces over from the queen side. But as you see, I have no clue of what I'm doing here. So we'll see how I survive, and I just go.
We heard Jan, and yeah, it's very interesting. We will see for sure one very interesting fight and amazing ideas, because we have for sure different three, four, or maybe even 5 different plans to develop our pieces as black. So even now bishop b4 works. So domination of the story about bishop pair is every time about that bishop, this guy needs to stay strong, to have some view and to have a target. So that is our sniper, and we need to maximize his power. I'm not sure about this move. As I mentioned earlier, the easy plan for white is to push the pawn on h4 and h5, and at the end maybe that bishop is okay on h6, and that is just normal. Very interesting move, bishop h6. So just try to give some job for that bishop who doesn't have the opponent, so no counter arrow against him, and he's all the time we need to find open view and some target where he can aiming for. So this is interesting plan. What we can do as white? I think white can proceed with standard g3, h4, knight g2, bishop g2 plan to completely control f4 square and to build some pawn chain on the dark squares to neutralize our bishop. Bishop on h6, Jan bishop on h6, and to keep forward absorbing that pressure on e file and specifically on e4 square. So maybe short castle, rook e8, b6, bishop b7 to control that square. I think this move is questionable. Obviously, big wish for white to make a long castle as soon as possible to start his pawn storm on the king side with h4, g4, and progression further on the king side. But I think that doesn't affect so much Jan plans, and I believe he needs to develop. First of all, very important defensive move is to make your king much safer, more safer. Then he is now into the center, so probably castle works really fine. Bishop c4 seems kind of unpleasant move, and ideas for white. Follow up with h4. I think in this position Jan should play move c6. That is really difficult move to find, and probably he don't want to push that c6 d5 pawn to make that pawn chain b7 c6 and d5. If he wants to do that, he can do that a few moves earlier. but now I think he's forced to make that alive, c6 and d5, to shut down and cover that diagonal a2 g8 for the bishop. As I said, short castle is questionable because of direct approach. Bishop c4 tempi, and king has to go on g7 later, further aggression with h4 h5.
Hello, and again, sorry for interrupting. I think it would be nice to bring the queen to e2 and then the pawn f4. But I think nicer is to defend d5 somehow. So I'm probably going to play c6, d5. If he then goes e4, he can take with the, well, if I take, he takes with the knight, has a double attack on the f6 pawn, so maybe it's better to castle first. And I know that Barland is a big fan of castling. So here I feel castling short is not making things better because it's already so open. So somehow I'd like to, well, develop the queen side in a way that I can also castle queen side, but I don't know if I have enough time for that. So I'm undecided and will take some more time to think.
As you hear, undecided, Ian, thinking what next. Um, I'm proud actually. He felt that short castle is a little bit questionable. Will we go with that immediately, or as I said, maybe that c6? Very interesting story about c6. In this type of structures, when black obviously wants to push c6 d5, d5 is not possible immediately because knight and queens synchronized uh, have synchronized attack on d5 square. So we need to prepare that with the move c6. After that, if white don't push d5, we will push d5, and in my opinion, I believe that position is really cool, and pawn structure really cool for black. After that, short castle is quite possible, and we are really safe there. After h4 and h5 plan, black can push g5 because f5 pawn is protected. Keep forward with the g4 and abusing e4 square, as I said earlier. So that is the plan for black. We'll see what Jan will pick. And if white don't push that d5, yeah, I just need to stop about all my thoughts and thought process. Jan pick this short castle. Now white is thinking a lot. As I said, if I have white pieces, probably I will continue with the maximum power bishop c4 and h4, h5 to open up this king side, to make black king to unsecure him, and probably long castle. So that was the reason why I tried to pick c6 and d5 for black pieces. That was my advice, to use maybe diagonal for the queen b6 or queen a5. Anyway, the position is still really open and actually really flexible. Jan need to stop white invasion to protect some squares on the king side, and maybe he can wait for his bishop on h6 to catch some power later in the continuation of this game. For now, no blunders, maybe small inaccuracies about picking some plans. Both sides playing really well. Interesting white still picking his next activities. Black king is safe for now, so we are waiting some progression with h4, h5 and some further fights. Maybe Jan can activate his king on the dark squares. Usually when we have a dark square bishop and opponent doesn't have him, all our heavy pieces, that means rooks and queens, and of course the most important piece, king, has to pick dark squares, because we will dodge that diagonal activities. Of course, light square bishop losing his power, because our heavy pieces and the most important targets keeping the dark squares. So king g7, and probably that pawn storm with h4, h5 could be stopped with maneuver king h7, rook h8, and when he takes on g6, we can recapture as black, so h6 bishop will be protected. Anyway, the question is how we will develop our queen side. So will we pick some pawn storm with c6 b5, or I think that is not a good idea. We need to keep pressure into the center to stay
Hey, Balint!
a little bit.
Balint, I think I played such weird moves that he is out of book. And, well, I'm out of book for a long time, and fingers are crossed.
I hope you
I
play
get
something like that.
hopes that he doesn't push out the moves like a machine gun and knows everything. So hopes are getting a little up, as it was. I was in a real bad mood after the start. Okay.
It's really funny to see how Jan enjoy during these games and how he's passionate about his decisions, because it's completely new for him and some giving him some very strange and crazy experience during the games. Obviously, as you can see, his heart rate just goes up, and yeah, he's thinking he's good in this position, and I hope he plays some novelty. We'll check that later after the game. Basically, he kept that chances into the center. Maybe still that plan with c6 d5 is possible and necessary for black to make some control into the center in the future, buying some time to develop his other pieces. Like, next 4 or 5 moves for black should be something like c6, d5, bishop e6, knight d7. Of course, as I mentioned earlier, this invasion and pawn storm on h4, h5, trying to open the h5, which is completely logical and good for white, could be stopped on one very specific maneuver. With ideas after h5, we just need to push rook on h8 as an additional protector for h6 bishop. And if he takes on g6, if white takes hg6 opening the h file for our rook. And as I said, he is in that case additional protector for vulnerable h6 bishop. Actually stopping the time, and that attack giving a time for black to develop his queen side. And basically one necessary move, in my opinion, is c6 now. Anyway, the pawn must be moved to open up diagonal c8, h3
And again,
for our
this is
bishop.
Jan, and I already like to cry out for help, but no help in sight. I have to solve this by myself. And as I said, the pawn storm is coming. And yeah, if he next move plays h5, and I don't like to take, I go g5, then he gets a free pawn on f5. So I think how to defend the f5 pawn for now. And the plan was, of course, to go c6, d5 with the pawns. Then I had my bishop protecting the f5 pawn, but this is now too slow, so I need to have it protected right away, and I'm probably going to do this by pawn d6. Yes, that's what I'm going to play. And if all this doesn't work out, we have a very fast game and can all go to bed early. So, yeah, we will. My favorite saying is always, we will see. Okay.
That phrase is becomes standard in our streams, and Jan is so funny with his explanation, and yeah, we can go earlier into the bed if he blunders something, but I hope he will not do that. This d6, actually I don't know the reason why he was scared about h5 and some. That is not directly checkmate. As I mentioned, rook h8 is additional protector and very useful pattern how to protect that vulnerable h6 bishop. Anyway, with the d6 he picked to control slightly more into the center, but now the question is how he's gonna stop and how he's gonna develop his pieces further, because e6 is protected, that a2 g8 diagonal is still open, and I believe at some point he'll realize I need to shut down that diagonal. I have to play c exactly. So I'm sorry. From time to time, I'm not watching on the live chess. I'm watching on live stream. Anyway, c6 is completely necessary move. Yeah, good work from Jan. Important move to give the chance for black to push that, finally push that d5, bringing the other pieces, bishop e6, knight d7, developing them and keeping this position under control. So no bad earlier, job is not done yet, and Jan will give some unexpected punch on the queen side, I believe. So still very unclear and very flexible position for black. And finally, we have that what we spoke about, multiple moves earlier, and that is happening now. And this is normal position. I think that knight on c3 is completely pointless for white, and the first rotation for him must be decision to see what he's gonna do with this knight on c3. As we can notice, the knight from c3 cannot jump forward, so that is the best way how we can neutralize the opponent knights. Just predict where they can jump forward. So four squares. Four squares where he can attack our space with knight a4 or knight b5, knight d5 or knight e4. As we can see, the e4, d5 and b5 squares are unavailable for his progression. And basically he is gonna play probably something like knight b1, knight d2. Some rotation is completely necessary. Anyway, Jan probably prepares his pawn storm with b5, a5, a4. Of course, standard story. In this situation, maybe he can add some. Oh, it's questionable how he will react on h5 move. So bishop e6, knight d7. Maybe it's too slow because white is very fast. All white pieces are developed. That is the power of white initiative, the dynamic and really aggressive approach on the king side. That is the way how we need to play chess almost every game. If we have a space, if we have a better development, you must push. You have to make a pressure on your opponent and prepare some tricky traps and tricky tactical ideas. For now, I don't see some bigger weaknesses in Jan position, in black position, but obviously he was scared about opening H file, and he planning to make to close that with G5, and probably g4, but now he's scared what's going on if his opponent opened that h file. As I mentioned earlier, one very strong and almost necessary way to defend h file is to bring the additional protector on h8. So after h5, do not act, do not react. You can just play rook h8 and you are ready for his aggression, buying a time to keep forward with development. V8 with as black V8, one tempi, and in this case even two, three more down. So bishop e6, knight e7, that is completely necessary. And later moves with the pawns. At the beginning, of course, guys, the one very important fact is develop your pieces and more of them, all of them. So we cannot leave and some period of game like 5-10 moves, even sometimes 15, that is very bad if one piece doesn't have a job or doesn't have some purpose on the board. Activate all of them, give them some job, and you'll see your position will grow and you will have very nice and interesting plans. Jan is in a really difficult and heavy situation and many questions without right and good response. So it's okay.
Hello. And yeah. Well, now the pawn on f5 is double attacked, and I can again, if he goes h5, I think I definitely need to go g5, and then the pawn is gone. So if I'd like to protect it, I need to go queen d7, but I don't know if that's the best, of course. And yeah, so. I don't know. I think that's probably the best. Yes. I searched for something else also on the queen side, like knight a6, b4, but that is too slow. So I think for now defending is best. And if I go queen d7 and he goes knight g3, then I have a problem. We see.
The phrase we'll see. So just for record for Dayan, this game will be about next lecture will be brave and take review of your previous fears. So obviously you are completely scared about h4. Your mindset and thought process is completely stunned and actually completely bluffed in this situation, because you are stunned and you don't know how to act on this h5. That is the main problem, and we need to find some core solution. Be brave, review your thoughts again and your fears. Is that ugly as you think from the first view? Sometimes it's not like seems at the beginning. As I
What
said.
didn't come to my mind is, what if he goes h5 and I don't take? I mean, I don't, I don't go g5 and instead do something else. And if he takes, I can retake with the h7 pawn. And if he double rooks up on the h file, I can go with my rook to h8, and it should be okay somewhat, I think. You see, I'm in trouble. Trouble, trouble, trouble.
Oh, as you can see, Jan is one brave person. He must remove his fears from the beginning, reviewing the other options, and again checking, is it possible to stop that h5 and how to fight against that h5 plan with the h file opening. So he found that rook h6, probably that is product of how to say, difficult position and very heavy decision. Imagine if he played queen d7, he will completely shut down every further activities and chances to develop his pieces on the proper way. So bishop e6, knight d7 and queen somewhere, that is natural and logical way how to develop our pieces. Also, I hope that rook h8 will be enough to stop black invasion on through the h file. So very important, bishop e6, knight d7, queen somewhere to make connection between two rooks. So once when Jan transfer his rook on h8, that rook on h8 need replacement. So when we open the h file at some moment, the rooks need to be connected. Before that, we need to remove all these pieces from the 8th rank. And of course, Jan has some fears, of course, that h5 is coming. He planned to push the pawn, but obviously that doesn't work. As I said, all these stuffs could be he can avoid with move h5. So immediately keeping that bishop g7 was maybe slightly better instead of bishop h6, or first of all h5. But h5 without h4, without white move h4 is just a nonsense move without purpose. Maybe h5, bishop h6, but still I knew that he can wait, and probably c6 d5 earlier was a chance to avoid this situation. I knew that will be with his bishop on h6, and he care a little bit about his future on h6. Of course, that h4 h5 plan is standard and completely logical for white. So the main question is what next, how to how to fight against this h5 move. I still believe that necessary development is the last hope for black. Just count. Let's count the numbers of. Let's count the moves. Black has a bishop on h6, king on g7, so rook on f8, and 4 undeveloped pieces on the other side. And if we can see just if we count the numbers of moves which white played, you can see the knight on c6, knight on e2, bishop on d3, queen on f3, and even rook from h1 without moving catch a purpose, because h5 obviously is coming and bringing heavy choices for black side. Bishop e6, knight d7, hold the pennies, and that's it. no chances to activate your ideas for now. Just reduce the pressure of the opponent, and I hope you'll survive in a long enough to see the reason why bishop pair is really good. So first plan, prevent h file progression, develop your pieces in the same time, find a good square for the queen, and the fourth phase, if you hold all these through, if you go all through these 3 phases, b5, a5, and pawn storm is coming with a powerful attack for black. For now, defense. Bravo. I think this type of moves is completely necessary. No other way to do something good without development. I'm not sure, and I still believe that white is even better in this case, and position has more perspective for white pieces. But with this approach, I has to believe black will survive long enough to have a proper chance for some resistance on the queen side. Maybe knight a6, knight b4, as Jan mentioned earlier.
Hi, Balint. I hope you're having fun. I was sorry to take so long, but yeah, I think in my fun evaluation, I'm down -10 already. I don't know if I'm able to hold this, of course. I think it will be immense pressure on the king side. And yeah, of course, with this move, I try to make room also for my knight. But the knight is well, He's not taking part at all, just taking a look at the game. And also later connect rooks, which will be necessary probably. So the well, development will be finished sooner or later, maybe at move 15 or something. And yeah, I don't know. It's a middle of despair, just trying to get through this. And so far, I'm not dead. That's also good. And yeah, I'm not hungry. I'm not sleepy yet, and I'm not angry. So we see.
Standard phrases by Jan. I'm not hungry, I'm not angry, and I'm not sleepy. But he's sleepy and he's tired. Actually, I know him. He works all day, not prepared. It's really difficult, and this is tough experience for him. He needs to activate full capacity of his brain to bring something acceptable on the board. As he said, I understand his feelings, and every chess player has that moments when, oh, I'm so bad and my opponent has advantage, as he said, -10, but obviously it's not. And his next thoughts and his words, the finish will be the development will be finished sooner or later, maybe at the move number 15, but he will finish his development, and then he can fight properly with full capacity of his black army in this case. So he realized h5 will not completely hurt him, that is not a headshot. He just needs to stay calm and bring, as I mentioned earlier, additional protector on h8, giving support for vulnerable h6 bishop, buying a time before white goes with the full power on the h file. So white can pick something like h5, as I said, knight d7, rook h2, bringing the doubling the rooks on the h file, preparing h g6. But even in that case, rook on h8 is super enough to protect vulnerable bishop h6, as I mentioned 5 times probably before. Anyway, very important fact, Jan is not sleepy, not hungry, and not no, the third one, sleepy, hungry, angry. Jan is never angry, as you heard earlier. His voice is calm, but heart rate is just pumping more and more and more. I hope we will see the more excitement, and I cheers for Jan heart pumping up, and heart rate goes over 75 if it's possible. So that will be very, very difficult and crazy position to view. Standard h5. We are waiting for Jan response.
Hello. And as I said, I'm going to just let him take. I retake, and then I need to bring the rook over to the h8 square. And for now, I'm somehow concentrating on how to get the knight activated. And if I go b6, he will probably play just a3. Then I would have to go to c7, and that's all super lame and slow. So I don't know if it's better to go d7 and then maybe pawn c5, and yeah, so these are all just thoughts, and I have to think. I have no time, but I need to think. And Barland, I'm so sorry again. I know you say, Jan, learn the Dutch if you play it, so you don't get into this trouble. And I will. Promise.
Yeah, believe Jan, he'll do that. I know him. At in one moment, after 5 losses, for sure. Anyway, he go through that chess book or opening book. Anyway, he will learn something if someone beat him 5, 7, or 10 times, like in every position. So he'll learn some of defense's ideas. We will analyze this game later. So probably.
Again, sorry interrupting. So, as we all know, his pawn on e3 is pinned. So he has just one defender for the d4 pawn. So if I go c5 right away, would that make sense? I mean, he needs to take or do something else, otherwise his bishop is gone. If I go c4. So if I do this, he does that, then if he takes, I can go pawn d4. And if he takes with the knight, I can just take with the queen, because the pawn is pinned. And yeah, I will investigate a little bit into this and then make a desperate move. And I'm sure everyone in chat and Barland also, you saw this. If I go ahead with my plan, then the queen could take b7, which I don't like too much. I mean, I could go knight d7 then. But still, I would be down 2 pawns, so that is not too nice, and the counter attack is not really there. So maybe I just need to go queen d6 to, well, be able to take the pawn on c5 after he takes. But then I go there. I don't know. Yeah, still I think it's good to have the queen on d6 and then the knight to b7. Mm, but maybe that is too slow, so why don't I play d7 right away? And then, because then the pawn is double attacked because I have the. So, yeah. Sorry, it's all just in my head. I'm just rambling around here, but yeah, I keep myself quiet now and off to Barland and chat hopefully again. Okay.
Jan picked this queen d6. Hello again. Probably good decision. Preventing rook
And just in
h2.
between, everyone, Balint in chat, I don't know about you, but chess is just such a great game. How it slowly unfolds with all the things you have to take care of, and it gets tense. And yeah, the tension is building up until the big final bang, I'd say, with lots of exchanges and everything. And to me, just never boring, really. It is just a great, great game, and I love it. Even if I'm down and low, but it's nice to have the challenge in your brain. Let's put it like that. Yeah, and now back to the game, of course.
Nice words by Jan, and as he said, chess is giving a lot of options and many different ways. Everything is on us, and we are learning almost from every game. We are just small percentage better than we were before, especially if you want, and if you are focused, and if you want to learn new stuffs. So queen d6 is basically good move and nice suggestion how to play when the opponent doesn't have a dark square bishop. As we said earlier, bring your heavy pieces on the dark squares, and I believe Jan
Oh, and while
always.
I seem to have a little time here, it's time for the shameless plug. I don't know if Barlet is watching chat. I am obviously not. But Barlind, if there are people in, let them know. Well, I'm doing it now. So if you're on Twitch or if you're on YouTube, subscribe, follow if you'd like it, of course, and it would make me really happy. Okay. Oh, and Quad Exe is taking a look in Lichess. So Quad, nice meeting you again, and I believe your fingers are crossed. Thank you for it. Yeah. And I have a great idea about the German Chess Amateurs Championship in next May. I know it's not too far away from your home, so why don't you come over and we play it together? So it's in Travemünde, third weekend in May, I think. It will be 2, 4, 5 classical games. And yeah, so we talk about that later. Now concentrate on the game, Jan. I needed this to refresh my head, probably. Okay.
Yeah, I hope Jan will have company for that future tournaments, and that is every time more. We have more pleasure during the tournaments if we have some friends there to meet them again after some period, and chess experiences are all the time really cool, and usually very nice friends very nice people you can meet on some chess tournaments. So picking a company for some games, it's really cool. Anyway, about this position, let's go back here, and Jan probably will have many heavy decisions till the end, but as he said, he managed to develop his pieces on the proper way. I believe just on time he'll catch that last train with his rotation. Knight d7, rook h8, and two rooks has connection between each other. One rook is very necessary to be on h8 to protect vulnerable h6 bishop, as I mentioned earlier, and queen is very good protector for h2 square. As we can see, it's really difficult for white to manage that doubling his rooks, right? So rook h2 is not available. Rook h3, he's going into the mask, and after f4 that discover attack could affect on white rook, so it's not stable square for his rook. Maybe rook h4, but then who knows, maybe g5, g4, finally that idea could be could become reality for black pieces, and some relief on the king side, closing that chances to for white to open h file. First of all, white has to need to do something like g3 or knight f4 to shut down that diagonal, and later maybe with rotation rook h2, rook h1 to prepare the h file opening. Yeah, but old phrase, we'll see. We will see. For now, I'm satisfied how Jan play, and I'm happy how he's fighting in this position. Probably, honestly, I will pick the white pieces anyway, because I'm trying to stay active all the time, and white has some better chances to prove that, even if I think black could be very good later because of his bishop pair. Everything depends from the next plan, white plan, and next 3 to 5 moves. And yes, old and famous phrase, for now, we'll see. Stay with us.
Balint, I
Yes,
have
yeah.
a quick question here.
Yes,
The
okay.
question is, now he thinks so much, I notice I have trouble concentrating on the game. My mind is wandering off, and I'm more or less just waiting for his next move. Yeah, I think this is kind of somewhat normal, but I think I should concentrate more on the game and think of what can he do. But yeah, I guess I just needed the break and hope to find my way back into the game. But for the last 3 minutes or so, I was
Exactly.
just taking a look at the board, but my mind was just somewhere else, thinking a lot about Quadexi and the German chess amateurs over the board tourney next year. And basically, I need to go swimming tomorrow morning at 7:30 and all this kind of stuff. So yeah. So what is your opinion
Yeah,
about that?
just take a small pause.
And of
That is
course, I'll
okay.
find out later because I'm not hearing you, of course. So we'll watch the video.
Uh-huh. Yeah, Jan should take small rest, or just take a short walk, 100 steps around, or just moments for toilet or water or something, to reset your mind process, because you can bring big pressure on your mind, thinking so much about some ideas, and you cannot see. We are on some way blind. We are blind, so we need to reset our mindset. Probably short break is okay, and just take a walk, take water, because it's really heavy to stay focused 2.5 hours on the game. That is my way how I'm making some breaks, and how to say, mind resets. That is usually useful. So just Jan, next time if you have similar situation, take a short break, 2-3 minutes, take a walk or something, and yeah, come back into the mining station to dig up some diamond chess diamond from this position. Yeah, especially on the during the opponent thinking, you can take that time, 2-3 minutes to reset yourself, your mind, your view, what next, and yeah, that is useful.
Okay, I wonder what's going on here. He really takes it. Well, now. Well, maybe I moved too fast, but I hope to be able to defend it. The bishop can go to f7 if needed. And yeah, the rook needs to come over to the h file and everything. So we'll see. Okay.
Actually, this knight f4 is really crucial moment. I will say very important moment to make a choice.
For later, I need the help. So if I watch the video, I will certainly stop here and ask for Balin's opinion. So I think my bishop on h6 is basically useless here. It's not doing much. I mean, before that we had the pin of the e3 pawn, but here I think it would be just good to get rid of it by just exchanging. So if I take, he takes with the pawn, and then of course I need to bring my rook to the h file. And I have to take care, of course, as my, if he goes with the queen to, well, I do calculation here without bothering you guys. Okay, and Balint, again, thank you for doing this, enduring my thoughts and so on. So, but I'm pumped. I'm interested in the game. I didn't give up. I'm not too much in despair for now. We'll see.
Of course, Yanni, as I said earlier, yeah, this is the one of the crucial moments. You mentioned that your bishop is pointless, and we didn't activate him on the proper way. He lost the target, and basically he's stuck there on h6, making him a target. That decision to trade the bishop in this moment, I believe it's really good and it's okay. That is the only normal rational way to stop his h file attack on through the h file. If you take knight d7, you will develop your last piece, and you are ready to bring heavy artillery on the h file, your rooks. So bishop f4. If he takes with he took with opponent. Yeah, now knight d7, last piece of puzzle. Develop your last pieces. Even in this case, I believe that white is slightly better because of pawn structure into the center. As we can see, the white pawns are on the on the dark squares, which is much better and make them unbeatable wall, because we have a dark light square bishop, and his bishop on d3 stays really active, aiming between his walls, between that pawns on f4 and d4, giving a chances to the other pieces to attack black king. Anyway, the black position is still solid, very tough to break her. And if Jan pick some knight d7, rook h8, trading all his heavy pieces, I don't see the problem, and position stay completely drawish, very close to very close to make a draw with the black pieces. So this was a good decision. Instead of wasting one more tempi for bishop f7, I think this was okay decision. Otherwise, white can play g3, and then when he gives support from the g file, then bishop from h6 cannot take the knight on f4 because of gf4, and white can open the g file, which is very dangerous. Obviously, semi-open files, open h file and semi-open g file, really critical for the king future, and probably will be under very heavy fire through the g file. So now or never, and this was critical moment. I believe you pick really well continuation. I'm not sure why Jan is thinking so much at this moment, because one natural and obvious move is knight d7. I'm not sure why he's worried about what is the problem about that movement. Very important.
Hello, Balin. Hello, chat. I'd like to give out an award of the most useless piece in the game, and that is my knight on b8 and my rook on a8. So I don't really see a tactic now for him to kill me right away. So I like to use the time to activate those pieces. And again, I think that knight a6 is not worth it because of just simply his pawn to a3. But if I go to d7, there's not really much I can do, I think, with it, except for pushing the pawn c5 and then having the knight for it. That would be of course, a great solution, I think. But if he just doesn't take, then we'll see. So maybe it has some purpose on d7, and the rooks are connected. So knight d7 it is. And now I remember from the last video, Balint often said, "No, Jan, no." But I hope this is not a "no, Jan" move. So, and again, we'll find out later.
Yes, Jan, yes, Jan, yes. Knight d7. Must be like that. It is obvious. Finish your development, and you said your pieces are not the greatest at this moment, but you are still very flexible and you are tough to break because of your pawn chains. Look at your pawns. 3 pawns on the compact pawns, g6, f5, f6. You have no weaknesses, you have no holes in your position. Imagine your position without f6 pawn. So obviously e5 and g5 squares becomes a good base for to land some heavy opponent pieces. But now you have d5 c6 pawn chain, b7 c6 d5 also, so it's really tough to break that. You just need the time to activate your other pieces, as you mentioned, your very bad knight. That was the first step, knight d7. Next step could be connected with some trades, and with the trade usually we are reducing the pressure of the opponent, and position is maybe, who knows, at the end maybe even better for black. White doesn't have specific way to attack us. No obvious approaches.
Oh, yeah, I'm really surprised. I don't see the idea behind king b1. Maybe he likes to activate his knight and wants to protect a2, but I don't know. So probably a grandpa move, as Balint says. And yeah, I'll think of something.
Jan is completely right. This is grandpa move. Obviously, we are playing some type of moves when we doesn't know what next.
Oh, ideas are jumping around. So, Balint, question again. So, what happens if I exchange rooks? So my idea here would be to play h1, take, and that could be nice, I think, because then it would be more or less equal. And the attacking power, I really fear some kind of attack on that side, so that would be gone more or less, I think. So I probably go for that to reduce material in total, and yeah, then just I wouldn't be so afraid of an attack on my king side. I don't know, as I'm not experienced. No clue if that would work, but that is just my initial idea here. And I think that would be okay, because otherwise my rook is doing nothing. So why don't I just exchange? Yep, wonderful idea.
Yep, Jan, definitely. So you said everything, what I mentioned before. Maybe 3 reasons. First of all, what next? What else? As you said, what else with your rooks? You must bring them on the open files. Open files are H file and E file. That is the first fact. Second fact is, as you mentioned, you will reduce the pressure and you will trade some pieces, more or less draw which position, equal position. And the third reason is, of course, to make any progress and to finish your development. your rook on a8 is still out of fight without purpose, so maybe we can bring him on e8, bishop f7, and we can start with rotation. Also, king b1 is a grandpa move, and to finish that, thoughts about why not to play this type of moves, or how to recognize when your opponent completely lost the plan and path what he's gonna do next. King b1 is grandpa move because it's not necessary. At the end, we need the king somewhere closer to the center, not on b1. Who's gonna attack him, right? We don't have the attackers, no spies there on the queen side to infiltrate in that position, so king is perfectly safe. Now it's not safe because back rank story is activated, right? If he lost control over the back rank, of course some deadly check on the first rank is a real threat. So white has to spend one more tempi. Probably he's gonna push a3 to open to make a window for the king. But why?
And again, I
Absolutely.
notice after I made my move, my mind is wandering off. By now, I'm really thinking about why is Lichess not showing that I'm streaming? Because I put the slash hyphen lichess.org in it, so it should be detected that I'm streaming on Lichess and should be shown here on the side. So that is my idea now, not related to the game. So back to the game. And sorry again for interrupting. And Barland, I'm so curious once the game is over what you say about this game. I'm so curious already. So if I lose or win, I'm curious what you're going to say. And finally, Deep Wolverine is in Lichess lurking, and I have no clue who he is. I believe he is some fellow dojo member, and I will write to you, Deep Wolverine, to find out and get in touch. It's interesting, of course, as always. So bye bye for now.
Yeah, actually, this game, I'm completely synchronized with Jan mind, Jan brain, and probably I will do similar stuffs as he do. Maybe some reckless bishop h6, really attractive and move, which seems that he provokes the opponent, makes some troubles for him, but I think he solved a lot problem, and position is actually really
Maybe I just did a mistake because I opened up the G file for him. And I didn't think of it because I was so happy to have my super idea with the exchange of the rooks. But now my... Oh, well. But I like his pawn structure, of course. That is something we'll find out. So probably rook h1 and rook h4 if he allows it. So I have a double attack on f4, but he will probably spot it. Yeah, I have to be really careful of him. Well, now it was good that I have my knight on d7, because if I bring over my rook now to h8, I can go knight f8, which would protect the g6 pawn. So I don't have to take that. Yeah, we see. And sorry again for rambling around here, but it's just thoughts are getting into my head, and I need to validate my thoughts after all now in my calculation. Sorry again, Barlind, and chat. Bye bye.
Yeah, sometimes Jan interrupt my thoughts with, his ideas. Anyway, that is useful. I will probably said something several times because that happens during the game. It's not unexplainable or unexpectable. Usually we mention all these ideas we had into the game. And this, yeah, I forgot the point is this was just probably a small blunder by Jan opponent. Rook h3, probably he just played, oh, rook h3, rook h1, and he didn't actually realize that if Jan takes that, he cannot take with the queen because f4 pawn is hanging. And from this moment, I'm 100% sure black is slightly better. Better pawn structure is the first reason. Second reason is semi-open h file, bringing the rook on h8, making a pressure, as he said on rook h, as Jan said on h4, attacking the f4 vulnerable opponent. This trade was bad, in my opinion, for white because his pawn structure is completely ruined. So just keep normal and do not take the opponent bluff, Jan. So as I said, hold, and be brave. That is the main lecture from today's session. Be brave, stay focused. You play probably very suspicious idea with bishop h6, but you go through that. You kept your mind on the logical straight way to develop your pieces without panic about that h4 and h5 progression. And I believe now is the moment to reverse this position in your class with the move rook h8. Later we'll see how to transform our inactive pieces, what to do next with our bishop, what to do next with our knight. Just first of all bring the rook. Bravo. That's the way of progress, and that's the way how we will take even bigger control over the weaknesses in white position. So yeah, he's gonna use what else? He's gonna use his semi-open G file. This is also really very exhausting psychological war between two players. With this type of moves like rook G1, we can see white just wants to activate his last weapon. That is the rook. That is semi-open file, and small vulnerability about our king. So.
And fun thing is, I just took a look at OBS where I can see my heart rate, and it's now up to 69. It's like 10 more than normal. I'm starting to getting excited here. So deep breathing, relax, and fingers are crossed.
I hope that heart rate will go even higher. That will give us more excitement and more interesting choices played by both sides. Yeah, now Jan obviously understand he needs to bring more pressure in this position, so we'll see what he's gonna do. For now, everything is perfectly almost unbreakable in black position, because knight is the protector for the g6 square and the king. So two protectors, and knight is protector for the e6 bishop. Also very important fact, bishop is the protector for f5 pawn. So maybe king needs to be on f7, and that structure, that fortress with the king, 3 pawns, knight, and bishop can't be broken. Buying for time for black to activate his rook, maybe on h6, bringing, as I said, additional protector. As I mentioned earlier, rook h6 and g6 will never fall. Or maybe some pawn storm. Finally, we are ready for that fourth phase, fourth plan from the beginning. First of all, slow down the opponent attack, reduce the pressure, finish your development, trade some pieces. At the end, your the white played very bad move, rook h3, giving a chances in endgame, giving a chances for black in endgame, because obviously that pawn structure is compromised, and it's not healthy like that was before. So many weaknesses on the king side, and if we survive with the black pieces, that will be a tasty fruits, h3, f4, f2 squares for the black pieces. Usually in this type of position, and yes, heart rate of Jan's heart rate goes up, so that is necessary to take that emotionally with will to win, to fight, with that excitement and bigger adrenaline. That is actually the reason why we are playing chess and why we like this game so much, as Jan do. Yeah, also that fears, that decisions, many suspicious ideas gives this heart rate probably, and yeah, that happens especially on the lower time. More excitement, more adrenaline, bigger stage where we are making decision, because this is the end game. And
Hello. So, if I'm not wrong, I think the king side is now in a deadlock. Like, he can do whatever he wants, and he cannot break through. That's at least my small little idea. So, with that, I would like to launch something on the queen side. I don't know what yet. So I keep thinking, and time is really starting to become an issue here.
Exactly, as Jan mentioned, time is really important and could become a problem. So time management is also one of the very important skills we are learning during the games. Also, Jan obviously feeling pressure that he's better and he's doing a great job for now, and he's feeling that chance to reverse this situation, to realize his advantage. Yeah, he starts with pawn storm on the queen side, basically without resistance. a5, a4, b4, all these moves are coming without any chances to stop them. And he said right thing with that fact. He built very good and unbeatable structure around king on the king side, which gives him a peaceful way and obvious signal. Let's start fight on the other side, on the queen side, and let's attack his king. So good job for now, Jan. I think you are better in this position. in my opinion, between minus 0.5 and minus 1 because of statical weakness h3, f4 and f2. Good luck and stay focused. I'm coming soon, just short break for water.
Just in case, I put the pawn on b5 to prevent him to go knight a4 and knight c5 to attack my bishop, because I really need that bishop there to protect the f5 bishop. Okay, next plan is now a6 and c5 probably. We'll see. Sorry for interrupting so much. I believe this is for knight e3 with a double attack on f5, but I could go queen d7 and would be good in that case, I think. Yes, and if he brings the knight to g4, then I believe I could just go with the... it's a double attack on the f5 pawn. If I go with the bishop to f7 to protect it, to protect that. So, but I can always bring the rook to h6. So I should be good. Should be, could have, would have, we'll see. And again, it's amazing how often I say we'll see, but it is really that it's going to happen on the board, and we'll see.
Hello chess lovers, I'm back. I miss part of action and rotation from obviously very badly spotted knight on c3. So white, of course, preparing some something like c3 in a statical way to build that pawn chain from b2, c3 and d4 on the dark squares, giving more flexibility for his light square bishop, and obviously preparing some trap. We need to define how we can stop upcoming knight e3 rotation, and f5 square will be compromised. The chances for white become so real. Knight f5 is a threat. So knight e3, knight f5 is coming. I hope Jan is thinking how to prevent that, how to stop the further aggression from white. Basically, I believe the ideas like king f7 connected with rook h7, just bring the rook on the in position, protected position by the knight. Also the purpose for the rook on h7 is to protect that sacrifice knight f5. So first of all, king f7, remove that mask, remove that threat on f5, unpinning the pawn on g6. But the further threat will be for white will be connected with sacrifice on f7 and check on g7 with the queen. So that is the reason why I should play something like king f7, first of all removing that threat, and then
And by now I'm probably going to start doing panic moves because of the time trouble that I have. So from now I try to move sooner and will probably do bad moves. But it is just what it is. I needed the time, lost it probably in the beginning when I didn't know what to do with the Dutch. And so I will be punished for that, of course. It's part of the game.
So basically Jan said everything about his feelings, and that is the problem about unexperienced players, and at some moments when the problem is when we have time troubles and time problems, we are trying to play some easier and defensive moves instead of keep forward with that rook h5, rook h7, king f7 ideas, keeping his queen on the right good square d6. This is just wasted tempo, and good luck for Jan is that fact. He actually didn't mess so much, and he can just go back with the queen at some moment on d6 when he realizes he needs to define and arrange defense, future defense around his king. So basically, without move king f7, and I believe he'll realize that in next move, he will not be safe. With queen d7, he just bring the other protector for f5 pawn, but necessary move is king f7 in the future. Also, one additional lecture, as I said, Jan, stay brave. Do not panic at the end when you have time troubles, and just stay focused with that priorities from the beginning. You have that questions when you are asking yourself, why my opponents play these moves, what he wants. So that typical standard questions, you need to continue with that. So if you have the question in your head why he played knight d1, you'll see what what he wants and how you can stop that. Still, I believe black is completely okay and no reason to panic. Anyway, we'll see what's gonna be next in the future and how this game will continue, but position is still really solid and really tough to be broken. Time will be a problem, I know. So the new cognition after this game could be connected with that fact. Do not panic with low time. Stay
Help, help,
focused.
help. I need time.
Rate goes up, up, up. Pressure is rising. But as I said, stay calm, stay cool. Think about main threats and what is wrong with your position. As I said, finally, I hope you'll do that. Why? Oh, why, Jan? Even this is okay. Maybe even better, but pick a light, easy solutions. This type of position when you are done with the time. I'm satisfied with this one. This is some proactivity and some chance to reactivate your queen. But sometimes the troubles are connected with that what our opponent can do. And after bishop e2 h5 is coming almost unstoppable. No time for queen h7 and big rotation for the lady. So king g8 is probably inaccuracy, which can be punished with white move rotation. And one more small benefit from this rotation is the last measure and last defensive maneuver could be connected with the move rook h7, rook g7. So that is that is also a cool idea and cool way to so rook h7. That was the idea. Once some older grandmaster said that it's better to have a plan instead of to have bad plan instead of have no plan. Jan's plan was to go down with the king on g8 and push up his rook on the 7th rank to bring the rook in front of the king. Still, Jan's problem in this game is that he's just focused and really connected with that thoughts how to protect myself, and he's super scared circulating with his pieces around the king, keeping his king on first view save, just stay around the general, and that is a really defensive slow model and slow approach, but still really solid and really flexible position. I hope at one moment he will be brave enough to open that position, maybe after rook g7 some g5 breakthrough or something. Anyway, he don't need to be scared in this position, because better structure, and I still believe he's blocking all attempts from the white pieces, and I don't see the troubles after rook g7 or king f7, as I mentioned earlier. After that, when he realizes it's completely over and I'm safe, my king is safe, he needs to start aggression on the queen side with a5, a4 or a5, b4. Also probably realizing that queen needs to be moved somewhere, giving a square for the knight or some rotation with the bishop. Basically, they are really ugly spotted. The knight is without jumping square. You can see the knight on f8. No further. Bishop on e6 as a big pawn. No diagonals, no activities. He's just defender for f5 weakness. So fundamentally, we need to remove that threats to bring the king on the safe square, and that we will see how our position is growing, and on better way we will have some progress. We can make that previous established plans on the queen side.
Just me in between. I'm happy that it seems that I make it difficult for him to win. In the beginning, it looked like I will be crushed, like in 10 moves or so. And I can't believe it, but we're only at move 23. And game is quotation marks, almost over. So I'll try to find my way here, and I'm of course dreaming of him tilting, not finding a nice way, and getting in time trouble himself. So, but this is just dreaming, and I should stop talking again. And it's a very nice way to spend a Saturday night. So I enjoy this a lot. As I said earlier on, chess is a wonderful game. If you have no clue how to play chess, start learning it. So that was my plug for chess.
Yeah, nice words. And Jan Jan said the truth about that time for the opponent. So when he's spending, sometimes you can know that he's in the same trouble as you were before. So that fact, the opponent wasting sometimes,
Oh,
telling
sorry, and
us.
then really need to
Yeah.
start worrying because, of course, I worry all the time. But if I go G7 and we have the exchange where my rook and the queen are exchanged, then he wins the pawn on F5. So I need to think of that and a way how to prevent that. And if it's smart to put the uh, rook on G7, so H6 might also be a good square for it. We see.
Uh, yeah, we saw that rotation. I mentioned that earlier. Oh. Now the main question is this H6 the best square for the rook instead of G7? Also very interesting rotation could be connected with king to H8, following with the idea to bring the queen on H7. All the squares around king are protected. That is very important fact. So I'm sorry. So that means we have a time to reorganize the queen, making a pressure on the vulnerable H4 pawn. So just to say a very important fact, still the words Jan, do not panic. Still all good and everything is okay for now. That is a general advice. Do not panic when you are low with the time. More focus, calculate in front, and the opportunity for the opponent, and that is the best way to prevent mistakes. Okay, so welcome to new chess lovers on the stream. We have the game between my student Jan and one stronger guy on the according to Elo. Whoa. Rafi. This king h7 was really tough decision, I believe, for Jan, and I think this is okay choice and still very flexible. Three minutes more. So heart rate, as you can see, growing. So 70 probably will end up with who knows 75-7.
Balint. Here now, a very typical thing happens that I noticed within myself. I think it was a great game, and I'm kind of okay with it already, and I'm in lack of this fighting spirit now. Like, I would be okay to shake the hand and say, well, it was a nice game, if I lose or win. So I will now try keeping or try to keep having that fighting spirit, of course. And I think it was you who said, Jan, it's now only 15, 20, 25 minutes left of the game, so keep on fighting. Only these minutes. It's such a small amount of time in your life, although it seems to be hard right now, so I need to keep on fighting.
Yeah, exactly. So keep on fighting, because last game was also one example. If you stay focused and connected with some ideas and with good calculation, we can reverse very bad situation, even with material losses, even with in time trouble. Just push yourself harder and try to stay focused on the game and to think rationally like you do before. So questions: what my opponent wants, what is my plan, king safeness, options, ideas, opportunities, bigger plans for the future, weaknesses, important squares. Just proceed in your head all these questions and options.
And I
I'm not
don't know
sure.
if I see ghosts here, but to me it looks so super sharp. I don't like to try calculating what happens if I take on. Well, I wanted to take on h5, so it doesn't matter anymore.
I think the Diane is a little bit stuck, and he was a little bit stuck, but this is a kind of relief. And this is still really flexible position for black, and I don't see the troubles, the bigger problems. The vulnerable pawns on f4 and f5, that is a kind of compensation, and still completely open fight, and who knows who will be better in this endgame. Queen g3. Queen g7, no.
Oh, and there we have it. It was too fast. Now he could just take the pawn on f5 and game over. I'm stupid. Balin said never give up. So I at least this time take a little while to think what happens. But I think it's just over. That was so easy to see.
Yeah. Oh, this today game is, you know, even if we played 25 good moves, or we were in just
So careless, and I don't know if it was just because of time and I thought I would be okay with it and didn't take time to calculate it. And so I think this was unexperienced in such a time situation where I have 30 seconds. So with 30 seconds, I'm still kind of good, but I just made the move without checking. And I could hit myself with a stick.
And yeah, now no chances to do something good. It's over. It's actually really bad way to end up this beautiful game. Probably under time pressure, but the last 5 moves, that is obvious how Jan lost his plan, circulating with small steps around the king, thinking that that will give him some additional safeness, how to say, I don't know, but actually he just from the maybe 25th move, he needs to proceed with his ideas. He spent a lot of time with rook h7, rook h6 rotation, king h8, king g8. You know, he didn't define well what he wants from that moves, and yeah, now it's completely over. Big material losses.
Balint, and I think it's safe to say this is time to give up. You said never give up, but here it just full losing, nothing to say. I lose the bishop. But Balin said never give up. So we'll see. But of course, if I go with the knight to g8, he takes. I take with the knight. He comes with a knight with the bishop to h5. Double attack on the knight that is left, and it all failed with that single one stupid mistake. So.
Yeah, it's time to give up. That was a good game, and obviously Jan is very emotional about that.
Hello, Balint.
Portrait. Hello, Jan. That was a nice game. That was a really good fight.
Yes, with such a sour end. Yes.
Yes, sour end. In previous sequences that you made one mistake with king h7. Yeah, that mistake. Not king h7, queen g7.
Yes.
You played really well, and you had a problem during the game. Bishop pointless at one moment. You made a good decision. You trade him. Probably your opponent blundered that rook h3, and you took that rook. That was also good, ruining his structure. From that moment, you completely start to play how to say, very defensively, and you said maybe lack of fighting spirit. After maybe after that moment you realize, oh, I'm really good in at this moment, and you had katarza. That's it.
What is katarza?
That is kind of, your wishes are done, and I'm super satisfied with this, but it's not.
Yes.
And that is the problem I have also in my game sometimes. After the openings, also during the middle game, I'm just feeling, oh, super, I'm really good. But that is just half half part of job, and we need to keep pushing and making some active ideas. Finish that to end up that story, and you completely satisfied with your position. I saw that, and also you that was obvious. The one moment you said you have a fortress and your king is super safe, which was true. But you start to waste the temp piece, queen d7, rook h7, rook h6, then king. Where to go with the king? On g8, instead of maybe lack of time, maybe a little bit, but still, when you said I'm starting to panic, I'm now starting to panic, you actually start to do that. So every thought becomes truth, you said, I was to panic and probably some bad move, and you start to do that, queen d7.
Yeah.
So as you said, lack of fighting spirit, and you just explain yourself. I was good. It's okay from me. I don't know how to explain, but
yeah, but I understand, and it happens so often. And sorry for interrupting, Balint, but I find it so funny in the Twitch chat. Mariko Played Chess had a very nice emoji with someone like, oh no, and also Midnight, oh no. Yeah, thank you. And for me, it's of course exciting to take a look at these stats. So you were really with us, guys, tonight. So that was really cool. Thank you so much, Balint. And I need to express my thanks, of course, to the battlecrw. Yeah, and he made me really understand that I need to learn the Dutch. So that was nice of him. Thank you.
He played well, yeah. But the battle crew played really well. Maybe he made mistake with rook h3, some small inaccuracy, but
Mm.
he continued with a very good attack through the G semi-open G and H file. Yeah, with small inaccuracies at the end, took a very well deserved point. You fought really well, Jan. You played really nice. Maybe some
Thank you.
small bishop h6.
Mm-hmm.
What to do with him? That actually coordinate your next ideas and plans during the game. That problem, but you found you many times change your way of thinking with rook h8, with c6 d5. You finally realized to shut down that diagonal, and later you didn't panic. You found a way how to protect vulnerable h file. That was everything cool. Also the decision to take the knight. From that moment, you completely the position in your story. In your you start to you became a driver, and
He
final.
already did that. I didn't want to look, but I wanted to do a study to see. Sorry for just here. Okay. So here it was super equal in move 20. Was it?
As I said, that was a really nice game.
Mm.
Few in, and in the moment when you have a practical way to reverse this situation, you didn't find a good plan. You mentioned that your queen has to be on the dark squares. He have a light square
Yes.
bishop. E6. So maybe you need to organize other pieces on different way. First of all, to yeah, let's do that. Okay,
Are you okay if you're going through the game shortly?
of course.
Okay, super nice. So here I knew it's going to be a Dutch, although I don't know what to do as the Dutch player
Of
here. So then he played this one. I went here without really thinking, and I don't know, I have no clue about the lines here. It was all made up from myself, so I really didn't know what to do. Can I give you the rights here, or do you still have the rights for now moving and drawing?
arrows.
Okay, so I give it to you now. Okay.
I'm sorry. Can you see the
Yes, I
arrows
can.
now?
Yes, it's all good. Yes, yes.
All good. Okay. So interesting move, bishop g5 with a very nice trick, provoking you on the king side. So maybe for someone who doesn't know this really fancy and very famous trick, the main point is how we can punish this diagonal and one king. So the one of the best moves here is to provoke black to close the f4, the bishop on f4, e3, double attack on f4, and the problem with connected with direct checkmate on h5.
Yes.
And white wants to stop that. Black wants to stop that. Black wants to stop that with h5. You can just take and another pick h4. So the problem is here. Anyway, bishop goes to d3, and you have amazing way to start big aggression. Also, if he played something like I don't know, in this moment, to say f4, ef4, yeah.
Yeah, I learned all that, I believe. Need to check that. I had no clue about it at all. Yeah.
Knight f6 is one of the best moves. Knight f6 just normal, and now we have a yeah, story about bishop pair, use your dark square bishop, dark square sniper to improve him. All was good. The opening wasn't problem. As you said, I like and I prefer very fast short castle, but now maybe you can play something like this.
Yeah, but it took me so long to find all that.
Maybe was a chance to play something like c6 d5 or b6 b7. And what is the point behind bishop g7 move? You are waiting him to push h4, and then your bishop on h6 doesn't cover this idea. And I believe this position is completely okay for black.
Okay.
Well, maybe he will have something like this. That is the problem. But anyway, better and practically easier to play this position instead of this one. I knew he's gonna play this way. This is the rational, normal, natural way to attack you through the h file to activate his rook on the first rank. And yeah, you played you found a way how to stop his aggression. Now, when you push king h7 after h4, instead of wasting tempo for d6, I think it's much better this one, 6 d5 immediately.
I know I had something in mind why I played d6. Yeah, it was to defend f5 right away.
Yeah, but actually it's not deadly threat if he opened that. That is what I mean. One very interesting way how you can stop the h5 and opening the h file is to play rook h8. And after
right
h,
away, yeah.
your rook will give the protection for the bishop.
I didn't think of it at all. I think you noticed it made click and then I found it, but I didn't see it right away here.
At the beginning, found that, and the pressure of your opponent makes you that, oh, something is wrong. I need to review my previous ideas.
Yes.
What and maybe something of that doesn't work. So you guys, you need to shut down this diagonal. Otherwise, very, very fast. You need to shut down the center, buying a time to develop your piece, and you do well. All this is completely okay.
Oh, Balint, sorry, I just see that BattleCrw joined the Twitch chat. So, BattleCrw, if you have questions, don't hesitate to write them into chat, of course. And it was really a nice game. Thank you so much. All right. Sorry, Balint, for interrupting.
Come to the crew. So nice game. Let's see what was here. H5. Just one move is completely enough, in my opinion. We can check a little bit. Yeah, +2. As I mentioned, white has more space, and if I can pick probably white, it's much easier to organize some attacking chances. You have better. So that was better position. Also, Jan, you late with the development, and your pieces doesn't have a proper job. So
yeah, but they got an award. I guess you noticed. I awarded them the award of most unuseful pieces.
Exactly. In moment when you develop all of them, your position immediately become equal. And we can see, for example, why this was very, very important move. That was a good move because you need to make a choice. Will you give this one? That is actually never works. White king is much safer, and open h file chances to attack your king is really, really bad. And if white managed to push g3, when you take, he can take with this one semi-open g file, very, very big problem on the g6 square. And that was good decision made by you. And finally, okay, yeah, this guy is not the brightest one, but step by step, maybe you will reorganize, activate him in the future. Also, you don't need to do something active activities with him. He's just defensive piece. You have
yes.
Easy idea with the pawn storm on the queen side.
Yeah, I
If you
didn't find the time to do that. I wanted to do it, but I thought defending would be more important. Mm,
it's a generally bad move,
mm,
grandpa move, no point.
mm,
The king super safe even here on d2.
mhm, mhm. Yeah, I was
This
wondering,
generally
and I said it during the game that I didn't understand at all, and it was just,
at some
yeah.
moment can you can organize some activities
Mm,
contact back rank. So no need to do that. Maybe crazy move, something like this is also cool
mm,
if you might want to
mm,
reactivate the knight, and that is
yeah.
obvious
Mm,
need to be
mm,
in the
yeah.
base because
But
he
but
doesn't
but Barlind,
any.
are you simultaneously reading Twitch chat? Battlecrow really
I'm sorry.
got into it. He also said King B1 was a waste of time. He also noticed. Yeah. Mm,
No, I'm
mm.
I'm not signed up. I'm sorry.
Okay. Mm,
The YouTube. I'm watching that. So
mm,
mm, this one. I'm sorry. Yeah, 97.
mm,
At this moment, I believe the position is around equal, plus 0.5. Small plus, right? Because as I said, can you read for, can you read that for me? What your opponent said?
Ah, yes,
Yeah,
yes, sure, I will. He said, hold on. First of all, he said, I could have played a lot better. I believe that's something that every chess player in the world said before, me included. So, and knight f4 was a bad move in his opinion. Then I considered g3 myself and realized that knight f4 was a big mistake immediately after I played it. And yeah, as you notice, I'm the king of I move something, and right after well, get my hand off the piece, I see it's a mistake. And yeah.
so that
Mm,
is the reason we need to take measures 3, 4, 5 times if it's necessary, and
mm,
just one for the before when we are moving the something some moves, force moves.
mm,
Basically, you are throwing into the fire this
yes.
knight,
Mm,
so you can take that,
yeah.
making this
So basically, was just move order from him, right? First g3 and then knight f4.
yeah first
Mm,
g3 and then
mm,
that
mm,
giving another options to take with the g pawn, making these guys very compact and very stable into the center on the dark squares.
yes.
This big
Mm,
still without proper job, and very heavy attack on the
yeah.
one.
Yeah, super dangerous. Yes. And I also, I don't know if you noticed during the game, but when I was exchanging rooks, I didn't think a single second of opening up the G file. And afterwards, I was just like, no, Jan, something you didn't think of. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a moment of
Mm,
your the moment when you broke with on some you said lack of fighting spirit. You just goes
mm,
down in that moment, and
mm,
you
mm,
start to waste even more time, and generally without some specific plan. You just
mm,
play the king. I mentioned that during the stream. So
mm, mm,
97, it's all good, and now yeah, wasted time. Now the
mm,
position is equal. Completely reset. I think it's yeah 0.3
mm,
for white because of better pawn structure, but king is really safe. No weaknesses for black, and
mm,
actually you are good. And now I think rook h3, and at this moment I said computer will give 0.5 between minus 0.5 and minus 1 for black, because I thought that this pawn structure
mm,
and stuff weaknesses could be decisive in this game,
mm,
and just approach, take the open file or semi-open file with your rook. Even if you trade, I think you can be better. As you
mhm,
can see,
mhm,
computer small advantage for black. because it's logical. Also in a human world, in practical to trade some of these pieces. Anyway, after rook g1,
Yeah.
completely over the wheel, over
Mm-hmm.
the, auto, over the car. You start to drive, left, right, stop, down, up. What
Yeah, I noticed.
will I go off road in the forest
Mm,
or just over the
mm.
football field? Something like this. So, mm, first of all, fundamentally, what is going on about the king? You start to panic here. You have 12 minutes. You waste, yeah, okay, you played very fast knight f8.
Mm.
Actually, no reason. Is this a threat? Yes, it is, but you have many ways to organize another way to defend that. So first of
Yeah.
all, fine. What I need definitely, I to put the king here, the bishop here, and rook is here. So that's it. Three defensive pieces. I will give a freedom, for example, for future activities for knight and queen.
Mm.
I'm sorry. Mm, you said something?
Yeah, I didn't think at all about the king move here to f7 because it was deeply planted into my head that I need this square for the bishop to defend. So that
Yes.
was not the best. Mm.
Predictions and bad decision or mind process just telling you, oh, I cannot do this, and that is probably the worst part what you can
Mhm.
do mind during that thinking process, because you completely you are building some wall, and that is not possible,
Mhm.
but you
Mhm.
did it properly, and then you with less time, you don't have a time to review that decisions. You
Yeah, yeah. Mm.
just playing like, I'm here, I'm surviving, and that is that is a type of moves. I'm just
Mhm.
doing nothing,
Yeah.
and you can see now the I mentioned during the stream king f7. So first of all, you need to remove this pin the g6 pawn, and the way
Mhm.
how that is just king to h7, later rook h7, just to keep rook protected in some worse scenario where the opponent can take this one, and when you take
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
nothing of this
Mhm.
is possible for your opponent.
Mhm.
After this, from this check, who cares? King e7, king e8, knight protects the rook, piece up, the game is over. So fundamentally solve the problem. You start with this one thinking, usually you ask yourself, am I safe with my king? Is my king completely safe? And you prepare this type of moves like b5. Let me check. You spent four minutes, but probably at this moment you just drop with the focus, and
Mm.
you lack of fighting spirit. B5, okay. Okay, you stop a little bit, but then ask yourself what my opponent wants to do. Why he played knight d1? Obviously, knight e3
Yeah. Mhm.
connected with
Mhm.
this threat, and solve that problem. Just king f7. He goes here, right, knight e3, as I mentioned, rook h7.
Ah.
Go
Mm.
up with your pawn storm.
Mhm.
To
Mhm.
build fortress fields. At the end, you just
Yeah, it was. I think it was all because I
play. You said
wanted
I'm
to.
giving up.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
knight.
I really, really wanted to have the f7 square not occupied by the king because I thought it would be necessary to defend with the bishop. That was the main key here. I didn't think a second for running away with the king, and I even moved it to g8 instead of it later on. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. Basically, you were completely focused with this one. It's not the main how to say point of square with the pressure. Worst square is f5. That is naturally square in trouble, so you have to amp in your pawn from g6. And now the last moment to play this one, you miss that again, and
Yeah.
as you can see, I said that you just play very short defensive type of moves. You like that you will just hold it and nothing happens. But your opponent is coming. He's not playing grandpa moves. He's coming.
Yeah, and the battlecrw just said in chat that I actually liked knight f8, but it relies on the fact that you can get knight e6. Yeah, that probably was just to the position earlier on.
Yeah, but actually this guy on d4 will be well protected. Only this one is a weakness, but that is compensation for it's is this weakness or this one? So natural counterplay or compensation for this between these two pawns. Rook. So king to g8, knight to f8, queen back to d7, rook here and rook here, and king h7. So last 7 moves you literally play into the same place without and completely necessary active moves. Something, some threats. Even when you play this one, maybe think about that to make a pressure here. You just heavy focus yourself about defense. And even now, the this game, and you can see plus 1.7. Yes, at this moment you have a trouble with the time, and now you are suffering. The next move goes with the flow for white, and he's just coming with some threats. Really, really. Tough. Remove the king finally. Just all patterns. Keep your pieces on the dark squares. That is on the strange way.
I didn't think of it a single second.
Yeah. Almost every time useful. Yeah, understand. Because as I said, you are trying to hold your general for the hand. You're just your fighters are like in one room, keep the general safe. But no, you have to go out and provide some space and info what is. So you just took very small amount of space, making small rotation around. Just I need to protect several times. One maybe not attacked square in that moment. So that was.
Yeah, there was a moment in the game where I noticed this, and I was really thinking like, "Hey, this is a very interesting game because everything happens on like 16 squares." Just. And this one is just so bad. I mean, it is so obvious and absolutely not necessary, not a single bit. But yeah. So, and from there it was really over, I think. Yeah, I know you said don't give up, but
yeah, it's obvious.
Yeah.
No chances to.
Yeah, I could bite myself. It's really bad. Yeah.
The game was good. The game actually the today it
Hmm.
was not problem about the opening, and you played well. Some of these moves was completely correct.
Mm.
The plans was good. Just you completely scared. For example, when he push h4, oh yeah, you are checkmated. No, it's not. You know, you will
Mm.
fight, but uh, you start to fear a little bit when you
Yes.
also just played c6 d5 earlier, and that is seems like
Mm.
normal sequence. Later, it was, oh, look at this one.
Hmm.
Is this one sacrifice? So that is the reason why I said rook aj8
Mm. Yeah,
is
I
completely
understand. Yes.
necessary.
Mm.
And yeah, computer destroyed. I don't know
Mm.
how bishop
Yeah.
was
Mm.
here. Or just bye bye.
Mm.
Immediately, one very expensive way is rook h8. So this one, you have protection. If everything goes normal like was into the game, basically
Yes.
something like
Mm. Yeah. Oh, Barland. So, thank you so
yeah.
much. Yeah, I think I again learned a lot. I had lots of fun during the play, of course. I hope you noticed that, of course, the battlecrw says anyway, GG, good luck in the rest of the tournament. To you too, of course. And I believe we might meet again. So, if you're playing the Classical Open from the Chess Dojo, then we'll probably meet again. Barland, I hope you also had fun. And yeah, thank you everybody for watching. I mean, this was the most successful stream I ever had, I believe. So thank you again. Have a very good night. Balint, you stay in the call for a quick after stream chat, I believe. Yeah, we are going to rate someone. So this is the very first time that I can rate with 7 viewers, and we're doing this right now, right channel. And I noticed there I can click on following to see if someone is on, and it's the Chess Dojo, of course, and we are going to rate them. So start the rate, and we should be good in a few seconds. So 3, 2, 1 right now. So the raid is done. I can end the YouTube chat stream and wish everyone a very good night. Thank you so much.
Good night, guys. See you.